This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. I'm a very innocent man. We will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over.
Donald Trump late this afternoon lashing out in reaction to the verdict in his historic criminal trial in New York. The former president found guilty on every single count.
34 in all of falsifying business records in connection to the Stormy Daniels hush money scheme. Trump is the first former American president convicted of a crime.
And those were the cheers from an anti-Trump crowd that had gathered outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan as the verdict was read. On the other side, Trump's allies have been quick to condemn the decision. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at 7 tonight. I'm Ed Harder.
And I'm Maria Stefanos. The jury deliberating for just under 10 hours. Right now, Donald Trump has left the courthouse. He is now in Trump Tower. He is free on his own recognizance. Immediately after the verdict, Trump's lawyer asked the judge to overrule the jury's decision, but the judge swiftly dismissed that motion to acquit. Scheduled sentencing is July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention. Let's begin our team coverage with Karen Anderson and more on this historic verdict and the president's reaction. Karen.
And Ed and Maria, this marks a stunning moment in U.S. history. For the first time, a former president has been found guilty of a criminal charge. In this case, not just one, but 34 of them. It took 5.5-week-long trial and about 10 hours of deliberations for a jury of Trump's peers in New York to reach this verdict. Now, again, the former president has been found guilty of all 34 counts of falsifying business records. Trump returned to his home at Trump Tower tonight. Here, stopping to see the crowd outside, his only comments came right after the verdict as he left court.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win. Because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now. From prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists. And they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Now, the 34 felony counts, all related to the 2016 hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. She was a key witness in this case. She testified that Trump invited her to a hotel room back in 2006, then described their intimate encounter in detail. She also testified she received $130,000 right before the 2016 election to stay quiet about that affair. Now, that payment came from Trump's former attorney and once fixer, Michael Cohen, who was also a key witness in this case. Cohen testified about making that hush money payment with Trump's knowledge. He also testified he lied on Trump's behalf, as well as caught and killed negative stories about Trump around the time of the 2016 election. Now, District Attorney Alvin Bragg just spoke.
The 12 everyday jurors vowed to make a decision based on the evidence and the law, and the evidence and the law alone. Their deliberations led them to a unanimous conclusion beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, Donald J. Trump, is guilty. And while this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor.
Now, Trump's sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, a little more than a month from now. The former president just announced he will be holding a press conference tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Trump Tower. Marie